Welcome to my Rotary Show, doing good and having fun. I'm your host, past District Governor Jamie Mick, and today we're going to take a look at the 2017 Assembly, which took place in San Diego, California this past week. Now you might ask yourself, what is Assembly? Well, much like the assemblies that we do within our own districts and within our own clubs, all of the district governor-elects from all over the world come to one place and spend 7 days together taking care of training, fellowship, and just a general shot in the arm of that Rotary Kool-Aid. So one of the big events that happens on Monday of that week is when the Rotary International President-Elect announces the theme, which will take place for those governors starting in July 1st, 2017. So, as history might already have told you, that was actually announced this past Monday. And we've got a clip of President-Elect Ian Reasley actually doing the presentation to the district governors-elect worldwide. Let's take a look at that clip.
That was the moment I came to realize the power of Rotary that we all experience every single day. The power to make a difference for those who need us. Now, making a difference is an expression you hear all the time about Rotary, the opportunities that we have and the things that we do. And that's why we're all here at this assembly, to make a difference to our world, to our communities, and to the lives of others. And in 2017-18, that will not only be our goal, but our theme, Rotary Making a Difference. Now, what kind of a difference each club and each Rotarian chooses to make will always be their own decision. But we're united in our organisation and its common principles, our insistence on ethics and our commitment to service above self. As an individual, what could I have done? What could any of us have done to help those children from Chernobyl? We wouldn't even have known where to start. But through Rotary, even in my small club in Sandringham, we were able to make a real difference. In Rotary, we know that we can do more together than we could ever hope to do alone. It's the principle on which our service is based, and it's true at every level of Rotary. All of us here this week are and must be a team, as I mentioned last night. We're united in our common goals of moving our organisation forward and ensuring its lasting future. I ask you to keep that spirit of teamwork and cooperation always in your mind and take it back with you to your districts. Let me emphasise again that the year ahead of us, all of us, is not just our year of leadership. Our job is to make it Rotary's year to shine. It's the year all of us have committed to dedicate to service through Rotary. It is Rotary making a difference by building stronger and more active clubs that serve in better and more lasting ways. It is believing in a Rotary that is recognised for the good work it does, a Rotary that will continue to grow, to endure, to go from strength to strength, making a difference to our communities, our countries, our world, and ourselves. This is what we will achieve together next year at Rotary Making a Difference. Thank you.
I can remember back to when I was in that room. One of the comments that John actually said in my ear, and for those of you that don't know, this little thing keeps John and I connected, is look at the phones, all the phones that were up to take a picture when President-Elect Ian actually displayed the actual logo. Those photographs were going out on Facebook and Twitter throughout the world, showing what the next theme will be for the next Rotary year. It's an exciting time for all of us when that change occurs. But there's also something that we've all talked about quite a bit recently, which was the Interact and Rotaract clubs. And for those of you that might not be aware, there was actually a worldwide video contest that concluded in December, where all the Interact and Rotaract clubs throughout the world could actually submit a video about their club. And it was actually viewed by several folks at Rotary International, and the Interact Club of Constanta in Romania was the best video for 2016. And I thought that I watched it several times and was just very impressed by how creative they were, but how much aware they are of what's going on throughout the world, not just in Romania. So let's take a look at this actual video winner for the Interact clubs.
Now we are ruling the world. Who has the first idea to make a change?
I know. It starts like this. Music, roll. Imagine a world surrounded by wonderful beauty, worth unknown roads to serenity. We thrive and we learn how to take better care of our environment and ourselves. We love and embrace creativity. We are
Okay, stop.
I think we should have a simpler approach. I mean, let's say this is our home, planet Earth. The problem is that we took it for granted for so long. We didn't care about wasting water, wasting energy. We cut down trees and destroyed beautiful forests to build our urban empires. We raised factories to keep up with our addiction to consume new things, and we move around in our cars like crazy, and I'm surprised we didn't forget how to walk.
Yes, and this made our home sad.
That's because we don't care for anything else than ourselves, and we think that we can just build a spaceship and leave Earth to its destruction.
No, until then, we have to build a better education with multiple institutions to reach everyone and to be accessible to everyone so we can learn about all of these things.
I think we should be more healthier so we can think clearer. We need to exercise every day, not just watch sports, do sports.
And the information that is so-called accessible to everyone, all this daily news, needs to inform more, not just entertain.
And we need to connect more, I mean real-life connections. That's how we build networks of people sharing different cultures, music, art, and unite without destroying our diversity.
And this will make our home happy.
Hey, I just realized, you said that we care just for ourselves. Maybe that's the problem. We just say we care for ourselves, but we don't. We don't eat well, we don't sleep well, we don't care about our health, we don't watch our bad thoughts and our bad language, and maybe one of the worst habits nowadays is that we don't filter all this information that is given to us. We need to take care of all these little things and our daily lives, and we will make such a big change in our history.
Hey, can we at least end this with an epic drone shot? Music, roll. Andrei will be in the foreground saying something like this. Together we are interactors, yeah, woo! And the drone flies away with an epic ending title while the music fades out.
What a great example of how creative kids can be when they're actually able to use their creativity to do something constructive rather than destructive. We hear so many times out there in the world about kids doing bad things in our community. This is a great example of a group of kids that are really trying to make a difference in the world. And I think every Interact Club and Rotaract Club thrive to do that. So I think Rotary's in good hands. The youth that's going to follow us, they're ready to help that continued change in our world. We're going to take a break right now, and we'll be back to look at some more of the San Diego National Assembly.
Hi there, I'm Robert Hall, and this is your Convention Minute. On behalf of the host organizing committee and Rotarians from the great state of Georgia, I'd like to personally invite you to Atlanta for the 2017 Rotary Convention. We can't wait to welcome you to celebrate 100 years of the Rotary Foundation. Come experience the energy of Hot Atlanta, music, shopping, dining, sporting events, arts, and more. We have it all for you. We're planning a celebration to remember. Don't miss the Centennial Birthday Party or our unforgettable host events, from barbecue and bluegrass to dinner at the World of Coca-Cola or the College Football Hall of Fame. Come celebrate with 11,000 local Rotarians, meet famous artists, CEOs, leaders from the top companies and institutions in the world. The 2017 Rotary Convention is an event you will not want to miss.
If you were injured in a car crash, what would you do first? Who would you call?
You claim to be injured, yet you spoke to and saw an attorney before you saw a doctor. Is that true?
Yes.
Lawyers on TV tell you to call them first. You can, but should you? The law has changed, and you may find yourself paying your own medical bills if you don't see a doctor in the first 14 days. If you've been in a car crash, you need MyCrashMD, the interactive doctor visit, where you can consult virtually with a physician after you've been hurt in a car accident.
We can see you today. We'll take great care of you, regardless if you are at fault or not.
MyCrashMD is an actual medical visit with a doctor. No waiting in an ER, no wasting time driving around town. Download MyCrashMD free from anywhere and then see a doctor on any mobile device. Times are changing. If you don't get medical attention within the first 14 days after your crash, you could lose your insurance benefits. So if you've been in a car crash, help yourself and your accident case with MyCrashMD.
Young professionals and young people can find something in Rotary that makes so much sense for their existence.
One of my goals, and I think one of the goals of just younger people in general as we get into organizations like this, is to kind of diversify it.
There are a lot of people who have a lot to offer, but don't know an outlet for it, don't know where to put it, and this gives you access to everything.
I was just amazed at everything Rotary did and how much bigger than it was than what I thought it was, and so I wanted to join. I wanted to be a part of that.
You know, we laugh. It's a bunch of old guys that get together for lunch every week, and it's the furthest thing from that.
It's so much more than I originally thought it was. It wasn't just about making friends. It was about going out on a random Friday
so I'll
morning
be short and
helping
sweet.
to build a barn.
You know, we tend to be a little compartmentalized in our lives, and sometimes we forget people in our community who need help.
The face-to-face, the personal engagement with individuals and in the community is, you can't find that or replicate that elsewhere.
Whether we come from one walk of life or another, it transcends all of that because we come together in the name of service.
As a young professional, I just think it's one of the best things I could possibly have done.
Welcome back to my Rotary Show, doing good and having fun. Now, the next assembly video that I took a look at this weekend that I thought was really remarkable was the one with Joe Otin from Kenya. And he speaks about Rotary People in Action, which I thought was a very current title and really about making a difference in the community. So let's take a look at this video. It's awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. A few years ago, we decided to put together a video for the history of our district for one of our annual conferences. And for this, it turned out that we needed to get some historical footage from the National Museums of Kenya in Nairobi. So a couple of us went to see the director of the museum, and we explained to him who we were and what we wanted. And he asked us a lot of questions about what it was we were trying to do. He wanted to know, what is Rotary? What do they do? What are the meetings like? And who are the members, and so on. He had heard about Rotary, but he didn't know very much about it. So he asked us all these questions, which we answered, and finally, there was a bit of a silence, during which my friend and I were asking ourselves, so are you going to give us the footage or not? But instead of giving us an answer, he asked us another question. And that question was, how can I join? And that is how the director of the National Museum became a Rotarian. And that's just one story, but it's the object lesson that I want to start with today. So you've heard from Sharon, who talked about how strong brands behave, how they effectively control and set relationships and expectations for the way consumers perceive and engage with them. And that's right. It's consumers, the people who want to buy what we are selling. And that is the Rotary experience. I enjoyed hearing her immensely. And to be honest, what she said was exactly what I and many other Rotarians who are experts in the field of this maddening world of marketing and have long thought we needed to do in Rotary to tell our story and to tell it effectively. Unfortunately, that is something that we've not always done consistently or very well. But as you've heard, we are turning a corner. There has never been a more exciting time to be a Rotarian because we have incredible stories to tell. By investing in talent, resources, and initiatives, we are poised now more than ever to help Rotary clubs bring their stories to life and in an ever more consistent and compelling and effective ways. So we started with research. And it's those kernels of data and information that which strong brands live and die. Last year, Rotary commissioned a very large public opinion survey, which was carried out in 15 Rotary countries, to gauge the degree of awareness that people have of Rotary and the kind of perceptions people have about our organization. There is very good news in this survey. First, many people know about Rotary. Most people surveyed were aware of Rotary. That's anywhere from half to 100%, depending on the country. And of those people who were aware of Rotary, most of them were positive or had positive impressions about our organization. And again, this varied from country to country, but it was about 75% overall. Second, we are making progress. When we first conducted research in 2012 and 2013, we've seen the general awareness growing from 60% to 75% in 2015. We have made progress, but we also have a lot of work to do. Unfortunately, even the many people who have heard of Rotary and have a general positive impression of Rotary don't really understand what Rotary is. They haven't heard of any programs, and they don't know about our effort to end polio forever. They don't know about our youth exchange, our areas of focus, and nearly 60% of the respondents surveyed did not even know about Rotary clubs. In most countries, Rotary is associated with men. And an overwhelming majority of the respondents did not think that Rotary was welcoming to new members. They didn't see themselves in our picture. Two of the top reasons that respondents gave for not volunteering with Rotary was that they'd never been asked, and they didn't know how to get involved. We can't expect people to come and support Rotary because become involved, become a member or a partner with Rotary if they do not know what Rotary is or what we do. However, we know who we are. We know who we are, and that has never wavered. For more than a century, we have been the people with integrity and influence who build personal and professional relationships that allow us to share a vision and, importantly, take action to create a change in our communities. That is the message that we need to put out there. And we must do it consistently. Another hallmark behavior of strong brands that Sharon mentioned. Consistency in our messaging and consistent in the way we show our brand. As you know by now, you and your teams have access to a robust set of guidelines and tools for brand development located in the Rotary Brand Center in My Rotary. And in just a few moments, I have the great pleasure in sharing the exciting debut of the new global advertising campaign called People of Action. This will be accompanied by a toolkit for use in your districts and clubs to help with the consistency and continuity that we've just discussed. I'm very excited to share this public announcement with you. We're also very pleased about the refresh of Rotary.org site, launched 2 weeks ago, and I've got to tell you that the feedback has been incredibly positive. For many people, our website is the introduction of the great work that Rotary members do to improve their lives around the world. It's meant to create an emotional connection that inspires potential members, donors, and partners to get involved. This all brings with it clarity of how we showcase ourselves visually and how we use our messaging to support our brand. This also extends to developing and using the resources that all clubs can use to tell our story on a grander scale. Because we're not all going to get the opportunity that we had in that museum office to tell our Rotary story with every potential Rotarian. But if we're going to grow, and grow in the way that we want to grow, if we're going to reach all those potential great Rotarians out there, with this message, we have to get the message out to all those potential Rotarians. Until now, any Rotary clubs or districts who wanted to take the right step or the next step in reaching potential members, who wanted to advertise Rotary in their communities, were pretty much on their own in terms of developing their own material. The last time we developed materials for clubs outside of the This Close campaign was 5 years ago. It's very clear that the time is right for developing new global materials for clubs and districts that is shaped by research and aimed at helping us to tell a consistent, compelling story about all of those people who have heard of Rotary and don't yet know Rotary. Will have a chance to connect personally and understand the impact that Rotary makes, so they can see who we are. We are the people of action.
Possibilities are all around us. Everywhere we look, we see opportunity. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our ideas with others, we know they'll see it too. And bring new perspectives, lend unique skills, and take action in the communities all around the world that we call home. When people come together, that's when real change happens. Like transforming an old bus to feed hungry children, or providing life-saving equipment to those who need it most. From fighting disease to rebuilding schools, we turn what we see into what we've done. We are people of action. Get involved at Rotary.org.
What you've just seen is the first look at our People of Action public image campaign, which will be formally launched at the International Convention in Atlanta this June. In addition to the video, we will be developing print advertisements, online and social media ads, radio and outdoor advertising. In addition to the one we've just seen just now, there will be ads about the relationships and connections that you make through Rotary. the value that you can bring from the Rotary Club experience, and the ads highlighting the work that we do within our areas of focus. Many of these pieces will be available from the start of your year in June, and the others will be available over the following 12 to 18 months in all Rotary languages. All of this will be customizable into local languages and with local contact information so that they can be a clear call to action and a way to find out more. These are exciting tools, and one of the most important things that you can do is to focus on ensuring that you have a strong district public relations team or a strong district public image team to help you to implement these tools in your newsletters, in your websites, in advertisements, and in the area where we can get the most bang for our buck, through social media. The best part is, you don't need to be an expert, but all you need to do is to surround yourself with Rotarians who have these skills. Work with them to coordinate training and information sessions on the campaign. Give serious thought to the appointments that you make for your communication posts. Who has the kind of experience and the connections in marketing, advertising, and the other communication fields to give and help drive this campaign? Who can help arrange get these ads placed on public service announcements or create strategies for pooling and leveraging the joint funding or in-kind support benefiting the entire district? Who can develop relationships with local media to gain free publicity for our work and the value that we bring to our communities? Importantly, who is going to drive your social media campaign? The ongoing investments that we've made in brand, from the brand strengthening campaign to the recent website update to this new campaign, are all exciting and all very needed. But they will only be effective when we, as the leaders within Rotary, prioritize these investments and encourage clubs and districts to use them so that we can maximize their returns. Remember, strong brands champion brand all the way from the top. For this campaign to work, for us to truly get our Rotary story out into the world, we need every Rotarian in every district, in every part of the world, to be brand ambassadors, and starting from those of us in this room. The goal here, the goal of all this, is building understanding of who we are and what we do. It's about creating an emotional connection, because we all know our own connection with Rotary is right from the heart. And we want people to feel what we feel in Rotary, and then come to a Rotary club themselves and feel it even more. We know our stories. We are our brand. We are people of action. Thank you.
I told you were going to like that video. What exciting news. You know, one of the things that's so exciting, for me at least, is that for years we've been telling Rotary International what we needed at the ground level, here at the club level. And you know what? They're actually listening. They understand the value of social media. They understand that we may not have professionals in every club that can actually put together these materials. So they're really making them out of the box, pretty much foolproof for you to actually use at your club level. All you have to do is develop the relationships with those people within your community that can get the word out about what your club does and what Rotary is all about. More from the International Assembly in San Diego after these messages.
Hi there, I'm Robert Hall, and this is your Convention Minute. On behalf of the host organizing committee and Rotarians from the great state of Georgia, I'd like to personally invite you to Atlanta for the 2017 Rotary Convention. We can't wait to welcome you to celebrate 100 years of the Rotary Foundation. Come experience the energy of Hotlanta. Music, shopping, dining, sporting events, arts, and more. We have it all for you. We're planning a celebration to remember. Don't miss the centennial birthday party or our unforgettable host events, from barbecue and bluegrass to dinner at the World of Coca-Cola or the College Football Hall of Fame. Come celebrate with 11,000 local Rotarians, meet famous artists, CEOs, leaders from the top companies and institutions in the world. The 2017 Rotary Convention is an event you will not want to miss.
If you were injured in a car crash, what would you do first? Who would you call?
You claim to be injured, yet you spoke to and saw an attorney before you saw a doctor. Is that true?
Yes.
Lawyers on TV tell you to call them first. You can, but should you? The law has changed, and you may find yourself paying your own medical bills if you don't see a doctor in the first 14 days. If you've been in a car crash, you need MyCrashMD, the interactive doctor visit, where you can consult virtually with a physician after you've been hurt in a car accident.
We can see you today. We'll take great care of you, regardless if you are at fault or not.
MyCrashMD is an actual medical visit with a doctor. No waiting in an ER, no wasting time driving around town. Download MyCrashMD free from anywhere and then see a doctor on any mobile device. Times are changing. If you don't get medical attention within the first 14 days after your crash, you could lose your insurance benefits. So if you've been in a car crash, help yourself and your accident case with MyCrashMD.
Young professionals and young people can find something in Rotary that makes so much sense for their existence.
One of my goals, and I think one of the goals of just younger people in general as we get into organizations like this, is to kind of diversify it.
There are a lot of people who have a lot to offer, but don't know an outlet for it, don't know where to put it, and this gives you access to everything.
I was just amazed at everything Rotary did and how much bigger than it was than what I thought it was. And so I wanted to join. I wanted to be a part of that.
You know, we laugh. It's a bunch of old guys that get together for lunch every week, and it's the furthest thing from that.
It's so much more than I originally thought it was. It wasn't just about making friends. It was about going out on a random Friday morning and helping to build a barn.
You know, we tend to be a little compartmentalized in our lives, and sometimes we forget people in our community who need help.
The face-to-face, the personal engagement with individuals and in the community you can't find that or replicate that elsewhere.
Whether we come from one walk of life or another, it transcends all of that because we come together in the name of service.
As a young professional, I just think it's one of the best things I could possibly have done.
Welcome back to my Rotary Show, doing good and having fun. I'm your host, Jamie Mick, and this week we're actually taking a look at some of the videos that are on Rotary.org in regards to the National or International Assembly that was held this past week in San Diego, California. Now, the next subject we're going to cover, which is a very popular subject in Rotary, which is membership. Membership has changed quite a bit. It continues to change. With the College on Legislation and the new Constitution that was passed this past April, we've actually got more freedom in how we develop membership and what that really means, because everybody's club is a little bit different. But let's listen to what Larry Lunsford has to say in regards to it. He's a past Rotary International president, so he's been around the block and certainly seen some of the changes here at Rotary. Let's take a look at that footage.
Thank you, friends. Good afternoon. I'm certainly honored to be here today addressing you, the governors of 2017-2018. In my Rotary life, it is a privilege to currently serve as the chair of Rotary International's Membership Committee. This committee provides guidance and assistance to the board on matters related to membership development, retention, and education. In my professional life as a certified public accountant and chief financial officer, I focus on getting the most of an organization's assets. So at the outset, let's establish the baseline for our time together today. May I remind us that Rotary's membership is our greatest asset. And while polio eradication remains Rotary's highest external program priority, the membership experience is Rotary International's highest internal organizational priority. Along Rotary's path towards sustained membership growth, perhaps our largest challenge and the largest opportunity for our clubs and districts involves retaining our existing members. Last Rotary year, we welcomed some 158,000 new members into our clubs. Unfortunately, 1 of every 10 of these new members terminated their membership within the first year. In addition, another 153,000 existing Rotarians left Rotary last year. So while continuing to promote Rotary to the general public to attract new and diverse members is certainly important, we must also work to actively engage our existing members to ensure the club experience remains relevant and, as past President Ravi so eloquently just noted, provides value. All of us know that there are many Rotary clubs that are doing very well with a growing membership, productive service, and engaged Rotarians. But there are many that are standing still or going in the opposite direction. Part of your task as a district governor will be to identify those clubs and help them to better define, understand, and deliver what their current and future members will truly value. Membership for the future. We believe there is not a one-size-fits-all approach to membership. Each region, each district, each club must deliver a membership experience that is relevant to their marketplace. As President John said earlier, research and our members' experiences have shown that when Rotary clubs have more freedom to decide how and when they will hold their meetings, who they will invite to become members, and what member engagement means, the club's ability to attract new members and keep current members engaged increases. Your membership committee of Rotary International is currently developing a proposal to the RI board that facilitates and continues this regionalized approach, a proposal that focuses on getting even more resources directly to the club level. Membership for the future. The membership committee of Rotary International has also been asked by the RI board to explore innovative new membership models that may be more attractive to future generations. To expand Rotary's capacity for service, we need new ideas and diverse perspectives to welcome younger members that are the next generation of business and community leaders, and to harness the experience, the energy, and the resources of recently retired professionals. So, our committee is looking at leveraging new technology, new communication channels, and industry research on consumer behavior to design and test new membership models that may help keep Rotary relevant and vibrant in the future. Membership for the future. So, what exactly does the future of Rotary membership look like in your district, in your part of the Rotary world? I might suggest you are getting a glimpse of that future, for example, if you have the ability to look at what the most recently chartered Rotary Club in your district looks like. Perhaps you see Rotaractors who are helping to shape new Rotary Club experiences. Perhaps you see the importance of keeping in touch with alumni and connecting them to the Rotary Club that's right for them when they are ready for membership. Alumni like me, a former Rotary Foundation ambassadorial scholar to Australia in 1982. But perhaps you do not have the ability to look at the most recently chartered Rotary Club in your district because one isn't there. So then, that's where your leadership firmly comes into play, where you can personally make a difference. Perhaps, and I hope many of you, are already a part of very successful membership efforts in your districts. And you already have membership efforts at the top of your priority list for next year. But let me encourage and suggest to each and every one of you, next year, the membership experience should be your district's highest internal priority. Allow me to say that again in the form of a question, hoping for your resounding and positive answer. Next year, will the membership experience be your district's highest internal priority? Yes. That's resounding. Excellent. And thank you. As you know, to do this, you'll need a strong team. Is your district membership chair a go-getter, giving your clubs the tools to attract new members and engage current members? Do you have someone focused on developing new clubs? With our expanding definition of Rotary alumni, do you have a district alumni chair? And are they connecting former program participants and Rotary Foundation alumni with clubs in your district? And as you lead the membership experience in your district, how will you utilize your Rotary coordinator and fellow regional leaders, the RI staff, and the wealth of resources and data available to you? Most importantly, as governor next year, how will you articulate the membership experience in such a way that it will also become the highest priority of each one of the Rotary clubs in your district? Will you and your strong team help ensure each Rotary club has a dynamic club membership chair and an active club membership committee? In Rotary leadership, there is a firm belief that what is important to the district governor will indeed be important to their Rotary clubs. So my colleagues in Rotary service, I'd like to suggest to you this afternoon, membership for the future begins today, right here, with all of you, and your intentional pursuit in your districts of Rotary International's highest internal organizational priority, the membership experience. It begins today with your intentional pursuit of a beautiful blend of encouraging your existing clubs to embrace change, think differently, and get a more personal, experiential view of their members' needs. Envisioning and establishing new clubs that respond to the needs of a new generation. Engaging our existing members through all of our valuable avenues of service. Enabling a more successful entry path for Rotaractors and other alumni to join Rotary, and enabling community-based Rotaract clubs to become new Rotary clubs of their own, if they choose. Ensuring that you add your personal leadership touch, setting the tone for your year of service by perhaps holding a new member induction ceremony at your district governor installation later this year. And in the months to come as you train your incoming club presidents, encouraging those club presidents to do the very same thing at their installation ceremonies later this year. What a tremendous statement that would make from your class of governors. Each of you truly showing your districts a glimpse of what membership for the future looks like. Take it from me, one who has been on a journey from Rotary Foundation Ambassadorial Scholar to Rotary Club membership to past Rotary International Director. Each of us was given an extraordinary opportunity when we were invited to join Rotary. And it is the intricate web of membership experiences that have brought us together this week in San Diego. 2017-18 governors of Rotary International, the time is now. It is time to make a difference. It is time to create great change. It is time to create the membership for the future in each and every one of your districts. Good luck to you, and thank you.
Although I know this speech was really directed at district governors, I think that from the video you can really start to look at your own club. You know, one of the great things and one of the great tools that's provided on Rotary.org is a club evaluation. And most of the president-elects, we encourage you, in fact, I think it's part of your president-elect training homework, is to actually go through that evaluation and really think about the product that your club provides to its members. What's the check-in like? What are the speakers like? Oh, dear Lord, what is the food like? Is it worth actually coming to lunch or to breakfast or dinner? And is everyone friendly? Is there always someone there to kind of sit with that person, that new person? And then is there a mentoring program? Do you have a red badge program or a passport program so that people can really start to get the Rotary experience in that first 12 to 18 months? Because those are critical months when new members come in. Now, although our district and our zone is the only zone that actually showed an increase in membership last Rotary year, we can't take that for granted. We have very dynamic clubs. We have very dynamic leadership within our zone and certainly within our district. So those are the things that keep things pumping, always keep us looking for the next new thing, evaluating, adjusting. But we can't take it for granted. We need to make sure that we take a hard look at the product that our clubs provide. Now that's my membership soapbox. I'll get off of it for now. Okay, John's telling me we're running out of time, so we're actually going to go to the next and last video from Assembly, which again is Rotary International President-Elect Ian, and he's talking about what the future of Rotary is going to look like. Let's take a look at that video.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed the opportunity this week to connect with fellow governors-elect, to talk about Rotary, and in particular, to talk about the future of Rotary. So today I'm here to speak with you about that future, our future. Keep in mind that our world is changing rapidly. In fact, many of you may be aware of the discussions around the start of the fourth industrial revolution. The first industrial revolution used water and steam power. The second used electrical power. The third is the digital age. The fourth, however, will be a combination of technologies, a combination that will blur the lines between the physical, the digital, and the biological spheres. I suggest to you that regardless of the fast pace of change in the world, who we are will not change. At our core, the essence of who we are as Rotarians must not and will not change. So it's in this context that I have asked you to share your visions with us on the future of Rotary. Each of you may recall that on Monday morning I started my theme speech with a story about my own International Assembly almost 20 years ago. It will probably not surprise you that 20 years ago, no one asked for my opinions on what Rotary would look like in the future. Well, you, the district governors of 2017-18, have been asked that very question, and you have responded. You are asked at the breakouts on Monday, and in addition, you've been sent a survey via email. We value and want your input. And if you've not yet submitted the survey, there's another 30 days for you to complete that survey. So take the time to let us know how you feel and what you'd like to see happen as Rotary moves forward. Keep in mind that your responses will not be lost or forgotten. We will deliver the results of your responses to the Strategic Planning Committee. The committee will review your responses and take them into account together with other feedback they receive from Rotarians right around the world. You collectively are helping shape the next great vision and strategy for our organisation. Now, before I give you the summary of what you collectively have stated here, let's set the right tone. In order to look forward, it's always a good thing to first look back. Let's take a look at the world 10 years ago. Take a look at the world today, and then let's try to take a peek at the world 10 years into the future. First, we'll take a look at cell phones. 2007, I had one of those. 2017. And possibly what a personal communication device might look like in 2027. Next, computers. Is it possible that in the future we might actually be wearing our computers? Wearing a computer in the form of a contact lens. What about cars? First, 2007. No, I didn't have one of those. Today, the electric Tesla is certainly an impressive vehicle. For 2027, I don't know about you, but I'm not sure I'll ever feel safe travelling in a driverless car. And that explains to us, or indicates to us a bit, that maybe change is difficult at times. Many of us may never be willing to step into a driverless car. However, there's little doubt that someday driverless cars will be coming right at us. And so it is with change in Rotary. It will be difficult at times for us to adapt to changes. We may change the ways in which we connect, the ways in which we interact, or the ways in which we serve. However, rest assured, who we are will never change. Social media has moved quickly from Facebook to all kinds of social media, such as Twitter, Instagram, etc. Who knows what may happen by 2027? In the entertainment arena, we've gone from DVDs to Netflix and the emerging virtual reality experience. For 2027, again, who knows? Is it possible that holograms will appear regularly in homes near you? And finally, I want to highlight how we have and will find our way around. In 2007, just a few vehicles had a computerized GPS built into the car. Today, most of us have a GPS built into our phone. By 2027, is it possible that three-dimensional maps will be superimposed on the windshield of our cars, showing us the right way to go? Doesn't matter if it's driverless, but let's not dwell on that. Of course.
Welcome back. Unfortunately, we're running out of time for today's show, so I unfortunately had to cut off President-Elect Ian, so don't tell him that I did that. But you can watch all of these videos on Rotary.org and just Google International Assembly, and there's, trust me, lots more to watch. Now, next week, I'm hoping, still trying to get it arranged, that David and Kim Stovall, that are actually in India doing a national immunization and a humanitarian project with a group of 40 Rotarians from the United States, primarily most of them here from our zone. And they'll actually be able to Skype in, and we'll talk a little bit about their experience. Now, David's been chronicling this and journaling this all on Facebook, so if you want to take a look at that, you certainly can. He puts on videos as well as pictures every day of what their experience has been. It looks phenomenal. I'm very jealous. I'm looking forward to an opportunity to do that myself one day. So we will see you next week. Until then, this is Past District Governor Jamie Mick at My Rotary Show, doing good and having fun. Have a great night.